Okay, everybody, this is going to be video number 2. I'm going to give you guys my first experience that I had with God. I'm not even going to say it's my first experience. Like I said before, I know growing up, I know I was being prayed for. I went through a lot of stuff, but my first real experience that I had with God was me and my wife first met. We weren't living together yet. We were going to church. I was actually going to church just to be with her, basically. And small church, small Spanish church. They had a session where they had church in some lady's house instead of the actual church. We went to a lady's house, and they were there preaching in Spanish. Now, I'm half white, half Puerto Rican. I don't speak Spanish. I grew up in a white home with my mother and my stepfather, who was white. So I didn't really speak Spanish growing up. So I went to church really not even knowing what they were saying or what they were talking about. I was there to see my girl, basically. So we're in this living room. They're having their sermons going on. And out of nowhere, this woman, older lady, and also in the Spanish church, they wear these veils over their faces. And so this old woman comes up to me, drops to her knees, and starts speaking in tongues. It was just like it was just weird, you know. And my first reaction, it was kind of embarrassing. I was like, "What's this lady doing? Like, what's she doing?" I had no idea why she was there, why she was doing it. But all I know is she was getting louder and louder and louder. And the louder she got, her voice started getting into my head. Like, it was. It basically, her body in front of me, her silhouette, just went black. I couldn't even see her face anymore. I just seen a black silhouette. And she was just yelling and yelling and yelling in these tongues. And her words started sounding like bells in my head. It was just like bong, 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 bong. And I started feeling really weird all over to the point where, like, you know how when you're driving on a highway and it's really hot in the sun, you can look out and you can kind of see the highway bubbling. That's what I felt like was surrounding me. Like I was sitting in the middle of this fire, you know? And her bells were bonging in my head. Bong, bong, bong. And when it happened, I got full of so much excitement and fear and emotions when it happened. Like tears started just bursting out of my eyes, you know? Like something just came over me. Like I felt like I was sitting in the middle of fire, but I wasn't getting burned, you know? And so she stopped praying, and it all kind of went away. And I'm sitting on the sofa, and everybody's just like literally just staring at me, you know? And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know what was going on or what I was feeling. And I was really embarrassed, and I was upset, you know? And I kind of held that inside. Later on at the church, the youth group, which was only like 3 or 4 of us, it was a really small church. The youth leader was younger than me. I was 19 at the time. He was like 16 years old. He was the youth leader for that church. And there was like 2 or 3 of us. And he wanted to fast on a Saturday. He wanted us to go in there and fast, you know, and pray. So, okay, we went in there to fast and pray. And I'm not gonna lie, I was praying, but I wasn't really taking it seriously. To me, fasting wasn't like going 3 or 4 hours without eating. Like, growing up, I learned that fasting, they fasted for 40 days, so I kind of took the whole thing as a joke, even going in there. Again, I went in there just to be with my girl, you know. So after it was all over with, I went home and decided I was going to take it a step further. And my grandmother, I was living with my grandmother at the time, and she wasn't home. So I went home and started praying on my own, like by myself in the room. I prayed for everybody, my family, my mother, my dad, even people that I hated. I started praying for them. And the one thing that I prayed for was I prayed that, God, I really love this girl. Please let us be together. And I got this, it's the second I said that, I got this vision of a finger pointing at a wrist. And it was like a brown, tannish, golden colored finger, like a tan colored finger. And it was a serious finger, you know? Like when I say it was a finger pointing at the watch, like, boom, look at the watch. And my first thought came into my head was, in time. we're going to be together in time. So that was pretty much it. Later on, I started talking to the youth group leader about it. And I told him what happened that day at the service they had at that lady's house. He said, you know, Jeremiah, I'm going to tell you like this. He said, what you felt was the Holy Spirit. He came into your body. He said, and the frustrating part about it is, I've been going to church all my life. He said, I prayed, I fasted, and I've never felt the Holy Spirit. He said, the fact that he came on you that day means he has a message for you. He has something he wants you to do. He don't just come and show himself to everybody. You know, he did that for a reason. And, you know, that actually left me kind of hanging there, like wondering, like, okay, is that what I felt? You know, I wasn't sure if that's what I felt. I didn't know what the Holy Spirit was or what it felt like. I know I've seen it on TV where people, you know, they would get it filled with the Holy Spirit and they're shaking and speaking in tongues. But I couldn't deny something happened, you know, and I really believe that I did feel the Holy Spirit that day. And as I go on with these videos, I felt the Holy Spirit 3 or 4 more times. That's really how I'm able today to say that it was the Holy Spirit. And as far as my prayer with me and my wife being together, my girlfriend at the time, and the finger pointing saying in time, well, it did happen. And it happened about 2 or 3 months later. We were already living together. Not under the best circumstances, but we were living together. So it did happen. So there you have it. This is my first testimonial video of how I, you know, felt the Holy Spirit. I'm going to be making some more videos real soon. Every chance I get when I'm in my car, I'm going to be making videos and editing and trying to get this going. But, you know, leave comments, you know, let me know how you guys felt the Holy Spirit, what it felt like to you. To me, I felt like I was sitting in the middle of fire, you know. I didn't see the flames, but I could see the bubbling of the flames, and I wasn't getting burned. After that happened, it kind of inspired me to do other things, which I'll also get into. So there you have it. That was my first experience feeling the Holy Spirit. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you made it this far, I want to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.